This woman has so much money that she could just sit around enjoying her money, doing whatever, and just buying purse after purse, car after car, vacation after vacation, but she's actually making a difference in people's lives. Thank you for joining me in another video. I am so excited to see you, and I'm excited for today's topic. And today we're discussing inner beauty versus outer beauty. And I thought we could talk about this because I recently came across a video and the topic was pretty privilege. And one of the people in the video made a comment of how they focused on inner beauty once upon a time, and that did not work well for them. So they decided to focus on outer beauty, and that completely changed their mind because of the results that we're getting from outer beauty. And I thought we could talk about this because the truth is inner beauty has such a power, and I feel that it is not as recognized as outer beauty. A lot of people will put emphasis on outer beauty, but the truth is your looks are fading, and if you rely on outer beauty, it's kind of a setup for the future. Like, you're not setting yourself up for good things because outer beauty fades. The looks that you have today, you will not always have. Whereas if you focus on your inner beauty, that beauty is not fading. That beauty will stand the test of time, and that is the beauty that does not age, it does not change. It is universal across cultures. And if you focus on your inner beauty and develop that inner beauty, you only get more beautiful regardless of how old you get. On my channel, I do believe in inner beauty and I will always promote that, but I do want to emphasize that outer beauty is just as important. It should not be neglected, and pretty privilege is a thing. As humans, we have to judge by outer appearance before we get to know somebody. And whether a lot of people want to admit it or not, you do use outer appearance to judge a person before you make a decision on if this person is safe or not safe, if you should entertain this person or not entertain this person. And also, if you think of when you first meet someone, all you have to go by is their outer appearance. It's not until you talk to them and get to know them that you have their personality. You have all these other things that you can judge them by. So how you present outwardly does send a message until people get to know you. And that's why I will always say, never neglect outer beauty. But when you focus on inner beauty, that is a beauty that shines and radiates from the inside out. People cannot deny it. I'll always give the visual of a girl that's in the prettiest dress, designer dress, most expensive luxury, whatever. But if her attitude is bad and she is very unwelcoming, looking mean, her face is resting B-word face. And, when you talk to her, she has this attitude of get away from me, I'm better than you, whatever it is, just that bad attitude. It does not matter how pretty she is. It does not matter. What you will remember is the bad attitude. What you will remember is the mistreatment, and that will put you off of that person regardless of how beautiful they are on the outside. And it's the same thing. You could meet the most average dressed woman and she has this radiating warmth, softness, welcoming, just true feminine energy and aura just radiating from her. You will not pay attention to the average dress she wore. You will remember how she made you feel so valued, how she made you feel seen and heard, how she was so open, welcoming, loving, kind, gentle, humble. You will remember that, and you will not even remember the dress. You will not remember what her face was looking like, but you will remember how she treated you. You remember her personality, her attitude towards you. And that is the power of inner beauty. And that's why I thought we could discuss this, because pretty privilege is a thing. Outer beauty is important, but inner beauty speaks volume. So the first point is that do not put all your eggs in one basket. And with this, I mean, do not put all your eggs on outer beauty. If you focus on outer beauty so much, it doesn't give you a chance to work on your inner beauty. You're so focused focused on things that will make people see you externally, the things that will make people approve. And when you're focused on that, you don't realize that you're unintentionally neglecting the inner beauty. And I'm talking about people that are truly deeply focused on outer beauty. You neglect your inner beauty because you're so focused on, this is off, my hair is off a little bit, this is not working, I need to set this appointment for that. And even though you look good on the outside, if you are neglecting your inside, you're neglecting the inner wounds that you need to heal. You will not realize that you're spilling this hurt, this whatever it is, this hardness that you need to heal so that you can soften up and truly be in your feminine energy and truly radiate that feminine inner beauty. And which goes back to what we spoke of earlier in the beginning. It does not matter how expensive the dress is. It doesn't matter how beautiful your face is. If you have bad attitude, we'll remember the bad attitude, regardless of how nice your hair is looking, regardless of your lashes being done, regardless of all of those things. So don't neglect your inner beauty because you're so focused on your outer beauty. But at the same time, do not neglect your outer beauty because, as we mentioned in the beginning, how you present outwardly also matters. You do not want to be wrongly judged by people because of how you're looking that day. And with this, I want to give an example of, let's say you meet a guy and he's just the hottest guy ever. He has his six-pack abs, he's just like perfect. He's checking off all the things on paper, just perfect. And then as you get to know him, you realize that he's someone that's carrying all these insecurities. He needs you to constantly validate him. He needs you to constantly compliment him, constantly tell him he looks good, constantly tell him he's first in your eyes, constantly tell him whatever it is that he needs to hear. Somebody who is so insecure that he needs so many women around him for him to feel like he is worth whatever. With time, regardless of how hot this guy is, you will get tired of constantly having to feed his insecurities because his inner beauty is lacking. And it feels like clickbait because on paper he looked so good, but then as you get to know him inside, it's just like, oh no. So this is why I'm emphasizing that try not to focus so much on outer beauty, because if you're someone that's just beautiful with no substance, it does not add, it does not matter, because people will get tired and people will lose interest regardless of how beautiful you are on the outside. The second point is the misconception that inner beauty does not work. This is a lie because inner beauty is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. It's the most powerful thing that you can focus on, and when you share that with the world, when you have true inner beauty, you will see how the rest of the world responds to you. And I say that this is a misconception because the people who at the time are saying inner beauty did not work for them, the question is, were you truly healed? Were you truly exuding the qualities of someone that is truly healed and someone that has true inner beauty? Because a lot of times people think they're good at hiding their wounds. They think they're good at covering up, wearing a mask. People can see beneath that mask. We can see your wounds. They're just obvious, especially to people who have healed and they are in their healthy mindset. They are emotionally healthy. It becomes obvious when someone is not truly healed and when someone is masking wounds. So take time to reflect on if at the time that you put emphasis on inner beauty, take time to reflect on if you were truly healed, if you were truly exhibiting inner beauty. And we could do a quick Google search of what inner beauty means or what inner beauty looks like. And some of the qualities are: inner beauty is positivity, authenticity, patience, self-love, confidence, humility, being humble, kindness. And there's a lot more other qualities that pop up, but I don't want to make this video too long. So ask yourself, were you truly exhibiting real self-love for yourself and real self-worth, real self-respect, and people were just ignoring all of that? Ask yourself if you were truly exhibiting what it means to be humble, humility, or do you think you were? Ask yourself if you had true patience at the time that you were working on your inner beauty, and all those other qualities that pop up if you want to do your own Google search. Ask yourself if you were truly exhibiting these qualities, and I mean really exhibiting them, or is it what you thought you were giving? Because it's one thing to think you were giving. People receive you differently from how you think you were presenting. So take time to reflect that, and that will also help you realize what inner qualities you need to develop within yourself so that you can start to work on your inner beauty. You could start to exhibit inner beauty, because true inner beauty is the healed version of you. True inner beauty is the godly version of you. So are you kind, forgiving, loving, respectful, humble, patient, open, warm, soft? Work on those qualities and you will see how the world will start to receive you differently. The next point is that if you focus solely on outer beauty, you will attract temporary people and things into your life. The Bible says beauty is fleeting. And for a long time, I thought the beauty is fleeting scripture only referred to you aging. But if you think about it, think of someone that you once thought were the hottest thing walking the earth. And with time, they just became someone average. With time, they just became someone average in your eyes. With time, they were not as hot as they once looked in your eyes from day one, like they do now. So beauty is fading even currently. You don't have to age for beauty to be fleeting. And think of even people you dated. Once upon a time, they were the hottest thing walking. And today you barely want to even hear their name if it ended that badly. And this is why I love the advice and the reminder that beauty is fleeting. Don't think the fleeting part is only aging, but even with time, the more you see somebody, the more average they become in your eyes. And the reason why I say outer beauty brings temporary people and things is because if you're attracting people who are solely into you because of how you look, the next time they see somebody who in their eyes is better looking, they will forget about you. There's always somebody younger. There's always going to be somebody better looking. There's always going to be somebody with a better body. But there will never be somebody that has your personality. There will never be somebody that is who you are on the inside. Somebody that has your soul. Somebody that has your kindness, your femininity, your wisdom, the way you think, the way you handle things. Not everybody will have those inner qualities that you have. But outer beauty, we could get that from anywhere. Think of all the surgeries that are available. Things that you can do to change your appearance right now. You can go to the beauty supply store and buy whatever you need to buy. And you have a new hair color. You have contacts. You want to change your eye color. You can do so many things that will feed the outer beauty. And the people who are attracted to you solely for that, when they get tired of your beauty, when they think they found something better, they are likely to leave because they are with you for shallow reasons. But the person who sees your soul, the person who truly sees your soul and has fallen in love with your soul, will never leave you because somebody better walked into the room. They will never leave you because somebody with a better body came in front of them. And this is important in relationships because if you find a man who truly loves you for your soul, it doesn't matter what woman comes in front of him, and if her intentions are bad and she wants to tempt him with her looks, her body, whatever, that man that is in love with your soul will remain true, faithful, and loyal to you because he is in love with your soul, not the temporary parts of you, not the fleeting beauty that is existing within you, but he is in love with your soul. He's in love with your personality. He's in love with something that he can't just get from anybody. And that is so powerful. And that is why I will always emphasize and insist on inner beauty, because inner beauty brings people that are permanent. Inner beauty keeps people because of the qualities that you have, your kindness, your openness, your warmth, your skills. Those are the things that will keep people coming versus people who are just in love with your looks. They will go the moment they think they've seen better. Now, the fourth point for us to discuss is the power of pretty privilege. And with being realistic, pretty privilege is a thing. We should not neglect it. We should not ignore it. And that's why I say never ignore how you present outwardly. The danger comes when you put so much emphasis on your outside beauty that you ignore and neglect your inner beauty. Don't do that. But with pretty privilege, I wanted to talk about this because the truth is this is a man's world. And your beauty, your femininity is what you have to open doors that sometimes would not open because of those things. And I want to be careful as I present this point because do not use your pretty privilege to bring evil into this world. Do not use your pretty privilege to be manipulative, to entice married men, to hurt people, to just do things that you know are bad. When you are doing things that you know are bad, you will never have internal or mental peace. And that's how you know you are on the wrong path. When I'm speaking of using your pretty privilege to accept opportunities that would not otherwise open for you, I'm speaking of making a difference in the world because your beauty allowed a once in a lifetime opportunity. And with this, I love the story of Esther in the Bible, and I recommend that you read it. But for those that do not know the story, I will give a very short summary about it. I recommend you read it. It's such a beautiful story, and it is found in the book of Esther in the Bible. But pretty much the king is looking for a new queen, and Esther's beauty makes her the queen. And the king marries her, and she becomes queen. And she uses her position as queen to save the nation. She influences the king to save her people so that they are not executed. And that becomes her main purpose in the castle. She's not just a queen that's sitting, just lounging and doing whatever, letting time pass by, the days pass by. But I wanted to include this story because her pretty privilege is what got her the opportunity to be queen. So use your pretty privilege to get you into opportunities that would not otherwise open. But what I'm speaking about, not being manipulative, but when you are in those positions, make a difference in the world, make a positive impact towards people. And again, I do want to emphasize, do not use your pretty privilege for selfish needs, to be manipulative, to entice married men, to bring evil in the world. God will never bless whatever it is that you get through those behaviors, through those actions. God will never bless you for getting them. Karma is real. Don't set yourself up. And those things that you get through those evil tactics, through those manipulative tactics, you will never be happy with them. You will always have to use that to get them that way, and you will always have bad luck because of the method that you use to get the things that you got. So use your privilege to bring good into the world versus using your pretty privilege for self-serving needs. And that's why I wanted to put this story in this video, because she was queen and she used her position to impact and save a nation. And another example that I can think of giving are people in today's world. Let's say Marilyn Monroe. She used her position and her influence to help Ella Fitzgerald. And if you don't know the story, Ella Fitzgerald was an African-American singer who was not getting bookings because of her race, and people just didn't want an African woman in their clubs. But when Marilyn Monroe heard about this, she wrote directly to one of the biggest club's owners and mentioned that she will sit at the front row every time Ella Fitzgerald performs in his club. And because of who Marilyn Monroe was, she brought a crowd, she brought influence to that, and that helped Ella Fitzgerald's career. And if you think about it, Marilyn Monroe was who Marilyn Monroe was. She could have decided to say, I'm good, I'm in a successful position, I don't need to do anything to help anyone. But she used her privilege and her influence to make an impact in somebody's life and to help somebody's career in the process. Ella Fitzgerald mentions that she never booked in small clubs after that. Other examples of people of influence, beauty, and power are Princess Diana. She used her position to help around the world, to help children in need, to help for humanitarian activities. Another one is Kim Kardashian, and whatever you want to think about her, but the truth is she used her power and influence to bring awareness to the criminal justice and criminal reform, where she brought awareness to people who are imprisoned wrongly, and she helped free a lot of people. She didn't have to do that. This woman has so much money that she could just sit around enjoying her money, doing whatever, and just buying purse after purse, car after car, vacation after vacation, but she's actually making a difference in people's lives. And even if these stories are not what stand out the most about these women, the truth is the difference and the positive impact that they have made in these people's lives are undeniable. These stories and these things they have done are still spoken about because nobody can deny what they did for the world or what they did for these specific people. So on this point of pretty privilege, use your pretty privilege to make an impact. Use it to get the opportunity and use that opportunity to make an impact. And making an impact could be as small as tithing, giving money to charities and organizations, volunteering your time, and serving those in need, or just bringing awareness where somebody is needing help. You're not feeling too good, too pretty, too whatever to help somebody out, to make a difference in somebody's life. It could be people you know today. It could be people you interact with today. Those people will be so grateful that you cared enough to make a difference in the world, and that you went beyond using your outer looks for shallow needs, but you're actually making a difference and an impact in this world. And the final point that I wanted to speak on regarding inner beauty versus outer beauty is that if you are someone that's looking for a partner, that could be your husband, most men are picking women based on inner beauty. There is no man in this world that will say, I had to propose to her because her lashes were done. I had to propose to her because the shade of pink that was on her nails, I couldn't say no. I had to take her to mom. There is no man that will say the shoe she was wearing, oh, I had to propose to her. Most men are looking at the inner beauty of a woman. They're looking at the skills you bring. They're looking at the quality that you bring into his life. They're looking at you as a woman, the value that you are bringing into his life. And that's usually tied to your inner beauty. That is what will make him put a ring on your finger, not because you got your lashes done or because you got your nails done. So I wanted to put this in because I do want to emphasize the point that inner beauty is what will make a difference in your life, way more than outer beauty will make a difference in your life. Outer beauty will get you so far, but inner beauty is what will truly get you there. And I wanted to share a quote, and this is by Nas, and this is what it says. I'll be the first man to admit that a fat ass caught my attention, but never made me faithful. A pretty face got me to commit, but never changed me. It was that funny girl with that beautiful personality, $1,000,000 smile, and a heart of gold that left me in tears begging for a second chance. I've never viewed women the same after her. She left my heart convinced that love is more about chemistry than biology. And I wanted to include this because this emphasizes the point that outer beauty will get you so far, but your inner beauty is what keeps a man. Your inner beauty is what will attract people to you. This goes beyond just relationships. Even with friendships, your inner beauty and the quality that you're bringing in people's lives, the value that you're bringing in people's lives is what will bring you healthier friendships and relationships, is what will maintain those relationships, and is what will keep people in your life, good, healthy people in your life. And I love this quote because for me, it was one of these reality checks and what got me started on my journey towards building my inner beauty, because I used to put so much emphasis on outer beauty. I neglected inner beauty so much because I thought the way I present outwardly is what will bring all these things that I desire. But I didn't realize that even though I was presenting very nicely outwardly, inwardly I was repelling people because I was walking around with RBF. I had an attitude. I had wounds that I wasn't even aware of. I had to heal them. And as I'm on this journey, I'm realizing that back then when I thought I had inner beauty, I really didn't, because I had so many wounds that I needed to work on. I had so many things that I needed to work on within myself. And now that I am on the journey and I'm just becoming the best version of myself, the godly version of myself, the woman God created me to be, I feel me light, soft, welcoming, open, and I'm seeing a difference in how people are receiving me, even though I've cut back on so many things that I would do to enhance my outer beauty. I don't care so much about having to be the best dressed woman in the room. As long as I am dressed nicely for me, as long as I am presenting nicely for me, wearing the thing I want to wear, not wearing it to get a reaction out of people. I am seeing the positive impact that focusing on inner beauty is bringing in my life. And I want you to experience the same. And that is why I wanted to record this video, because inner beauty is so important. And I feel that it's something that can sometimes be neglected, because the truth is healing is such a painful thing. It can be exhausting when day after day you're battling yourself, you're trying to be better, you're facing setbacks and you have to bounce back. It does get exhausting, but the truth is it is worth it when you start to see the changes internally and you start to see how people are receiving you, because you are exhibiting true inner beauty. So I really hope that this video was insightful and that you enjoyed what we spoke about today. And as always, it is a true pleasure spending time with you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you again for watching my video. I wanted to say, take a moment to check out my online jewelry store, Pretty Dainty. It is faith-based jewelry that is both elegant and beautiful, and when you wear it, it is a reminder of God's love and His promises for us and His plans for our lives. I will link the website below, and happy shopping. With lots of love, Nia.